Hey guys, it's RJ with the Variant, and we are here doing some more Marvel Legends unboxing. This week we've got Mighty Thor, Thor Ragnarok figures. These are the figures for the new movie that's coming out in November, 2 months away. 2 months to this day, I believe. Marvel just posted a video or something. So we're going to get right to it. As you can see, I've opened a lot of these already as far as like the boxes, because you guys don't want to see me like I'm unboxing them, but who wants to really see me like actually sit here and fight with a box? The last video was like about 30 minutes. All right, so these are Build-A-Figure Hulk, and it looks like the Hulk from the movie trailer or the new movie that's coming out. I don't know how many of these. I think most of these are from the new movie, and then there's like two of them. No, there's three of them that are from the movie, and three of them that are from the comic series. Four if you include Hulk. So let's just get right to it. Right off the bat, we've got Ares. Ares is the god of war. He's been in like a bunch of different Avengers comics, and he's been an Avenger. That was really weird. It was tough to get out. And there was an Ares figure with the Marvel Legends line a while back. I think it was like a Build-A-Figure, and you actually built Ares. But it was like a Walmart exclusive, so like it was hard to find. Like it was like, to get all the pieces, it was like you could only find them at Walmart. And you know, anytime you have like a Walmart or a Target or like a single store exclusive on Build-A-Figures, it's kind of hard to get all the pieces sometimes, because you know, if that's the only store you can get them at, then that kind of cuts Target out of the loop. It cuts Toys R Us out of the loop. It cuts any other stores that sell them out of the loop. This figure comes with like a bunch of different accessories, and I'm kind of digging it already. It's like a big figure. Like, that's a big figure. His helmet comes off. He's got a pretty cool looking Ares face. If I remember from the comics, that's pretty spot on. He's got a knife that comes out of his little leg holster here, so that's also cool. You know, I always dig those little holsters and stuff to hold their weapons. He's got a ridiculously big axe. Let me try to get this in his hand. It's so big it barely even fits in his hand. And also a ridiculously big sword. I guess I wouldn't expect any less from the God of War. So, you know, Marvel always like adds these different gods to their Avengers or Dark Avengers or whatever. Hercules, I think Gilgamesh at one point was an Avenger. Ares was Dark Avengers, run by Norman Osborn. But that's pretty big. It's pretty substantial figure. It's really well detailed. I mean, he's got like some cool metal boots going on. He's got a cool like skull on his shirt. Like I said, the helmet comes off. Lots of cool weapons. Definitely a really cool figure. Worth playing with, worth setting up. Yeah, I dig this one. He's got like a metal arm thing here, and yeah, really cool, really good detail, and yeah, I definitely suggest this guy. He's pretty cool. And let's see what we got. Oh, he comes with a Hulk arm and a Hulk whatever this is. This looks like an engine block on a stick. I'm not even sure what kind of a weapon that is. It was in the package, and it looks like it's a little warped, but and it's kind of hard. Hulk's hand is so big that it's literally like you can't bend it. I can barely even get this in here. but his hand is so big. Like the other figure, I had to like kind of pry his fingers open to get the weapon in. And this is about the same, but I can't even pry it because his fingers are so big. I don't know though, because like as soon as I get it all put together, we'll see. But personally, when I have like a Hulk figure or a Juggernaut figure or any big Marvel character like that, I don't ever feel like the Build-A-Figures do it justice. Like they have the Marvel Select line, which is like they're 7-inch figures. They're a little bit bigger, and I feel like all the bigger figures from that line fit better with the regular Marvel Legends. Because like when you have a Hulk, you want that Hulk to be like a big monster-sized Hulk. Same with Juggernaut. Same with Thanos. The Build-A-Figures just never really cut it for me on those bigger monster guy figures. So, next, we've got Thor. And it's the movie Thor. So we've got a pretty decent Chris Hemsworth sculpt. And I'm fighting it to get... okay, so they kind of jacked his cape back in behind the plastic here. Made it nice and fun for me to get out. And it looks like he's got a couple swords. Let's go ahead and put this cape back on him. And see what we got as far as Thor goes. Now, if you guys saw the trailer of the new movie, like almost immediately in the trailer, the first thing that happens is Thor's hammer gets destroyed by Hela, the Queen of the Dead. So there's no Mjolnir accessory with this guy. Yeah, see if you can see that. Look, like I was saying before, the hands, like this guy's hands really are flexible because they're so small, and like easily I can put these swords in his hands. This is a pretty good sculpt. It looks just like Chris Hemsworth. I think I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure I am. It doesn't look like his helmet comes off. Doesn't really move around that much. The cape comes off, but you don't really want it to come off, I guess. So there's a Thor figure. Chris Hemsworth, pretty good, like I said, sculpt. Pretty good likeness. A lot of detail. There's like a lot of detail on the pants. There's a lot of detail on the armor. I guess we'll see what happens as far as when Thor comes out. Personally, like I get that they're trying to make him look more like the actor, but as we'll see with the other Thor figure that comes in this set, the other Thor figure is definitely a lot bulkier, a lot bigger as far as like muscular. But I guess this is a good movie version figure. I'm not always super keen on like the movie version figures or the TV version figures like we went through with the Netflix ones last week. But yeah, this is a pretty decent figure. It'll definitely round out your set of movie Thor figures. And he comes with the accessories. He comes with all the stuff. No Mjolnir. But yeah, other than that, there's like some cool paint job on it. I guess we'll get the whole story of why he's dressed like this or whatever when the movie comes out. So, this figure comes with a Hulk head. It kind of looks like the Hulk from the movie. It can definitely look like the Hulk from the TV show or from the comics as well. And it comes with a Hulk Gladiator helmet. So you can definitely make him movie accurate or not. The helmet comes off. This is kind of cool. I don't know if you can see that, but if you look inside, they actually sculpted the inside of the helmet with like rivets and metal looking pieces. That's kind of cool. That's kind of a cool detail. But yeah, Hulk. Looks like the paint job on the helmet matches the paint job on the side of his face. So it kind of scrolls down like next to him or on the side of his face, same as on the helmet. But yeah, okay. I can dig that. Alright, let's see. Alright, back to the comics. We are going to now, let's pull this out. We've got female Thor. Or just Thor. She is just Thor. So, this is cool. This is the first Thor figure that they've come out with. Larger, or I think there was maybe a 2-figure set of this. It's the Jane Foster version of Thor, which is basically, if you haven't been reading the comics, that's who they figured out showed up on the moon and grabbed Thor's hammer and became Thor, the original Thor. So, pretty good sculpt, pretty good likeness. I mean, just of the comics. So it's always easier to make comic figures, I'm pretty sure, because you can just go by, drawings rather than actual actors. She's got like her cape. The cape just attaches from a peg in the back. So that's kind of easy to get on. It probably won't stay on if you're playing with it. She's got some cool boots going on there. I think that's kind of neat. The little boot things, boot covers. They go. They got the little wings on them. They made it so her torso armor covers, like the sculpt of her torso covers the top, and they made it so it looks more like armor rather than just same color, because that's where her waist bends. So that's pretty cool too. The hair looks a little wonky, and there's a pretty bad paint job on the neck. Like somebody got a little crazy with the black paint down there at her neck. But other than that, it looks like a pretty cool figure. The arms look a little weird, but they're making her super muscular for Thor. Not really for Thor, but she does come with Mjolnir. And it's got a little strap on the handle. It goes around her wrist. She can hold it. Mjolnir's got carvings and etchings. Yeah, the just the way her arm goes, it's a little wonky. It's kind of loose, like if you can see, like it's a little loose. That could just be this figure. It might not be indicative of all of them. I might have just got a bum Thor arm. But as far as Mjolnir goes, it's got like a lot of etching on the actual sides of the hammer. I don't see anywhere where it, the script logo is written, where it's he who is worthy shall grab the hammer of Thor, or whatever, blah 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 blah. But it's a cool figure. Yeah, I dig it. It's the same size as most of the female figures. She can definitely hold her own in the comics. So I mean, she is Thor. That's all there is to it. It's not female Thor. It's just Thor. She's got the full power of Thor, and she'll kick your butt. Looks like she comes with a Hulk leg. He's got some nice Hulk sandals going on. And maybe like some armor that comes with it too, an arm piece. I'll have to look at the actual instructions or whatever to see how that goes together later. Okay, back to the movies. Now, this one is one a lot of people have been waiting for. I think it's pretty badass, though I'm not sure about the parts just yet because they seem to be all falling apart in the package. So let's see if we can get this out without breaking it. This is Hela, however you want to say it, I guess. Queen of the Dead. And I don't know I don't remember the actress's name, but she was she was the Elf Queen in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I believe. I don't know if you can see this, but she's got those little antler things, and she comes with two more. Let me see if I can get these on the right way. Looks like only go on a certain way. Let me find where'd the box go. That's not it. That's not it. Oh, it's right here. Let's see how she's supposed to. Alright, so looks like these go. They just jam into her head like this. I'm going to try to push that one back in. Alright, so right off the bat, this is a pretty simple figure. It's got, the detail on it. And it's cool looking, but it's definitely not, it's a very simple detail. But if you look really closely, she's got like I don't know what it would be called as far as like Asgardian armor, but it's got like a Kevlar kind of a look to it as far as on the black parts. Like the green is shiny and like armor, but the black is like Kevlar. So those are kind of cool. That leg looks a little wonky. Yeah, she's got a wonky leg. I guess I got a bad batch of figures. I don't know. Face sculpt, pretty spot on. She comes with an extra head. Oh wait, let's put her cape on. So, cape is just a peg hole in the back. That doesn't seem like it's too stable. That's going to definitely fall off. So I don't know what the play value of this one is, but it looks cool. This leg is also a little loose. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, this one's a little wonky. Maybe they rushed to get these ones out. Like I said, it looks cool, but the play value, I don't know if it's going to be there because you're going to be having, like horns falling off and capes falling off. Let's see if we can get this extra head out. Yeah. That's a pretty cool sculpt. It's a extra head. I'm not going to put the extra head on just because I don't want to fight with the horns falling off. And I guess this is her weapon. She's got like a spear. Maybe it's a sword. It's definitely warped from being in the package. That will eventually stop after time. If you kind of like lay a book on top of it or something, it's very soft plastic. So it's gonna definitely be able to be put back into shape if you need it to. Again, like I said, the play value on this one is a little off. but it looks cool. Definitely a good movie figure. I would definitely like to see one of these figures from the comic version. The comic version's a little different, a little greener. This is definitely movie version. Cool sculpt, like I said. There is some cool detail. She's definitely got all her nails done in some pitch black nail polish. I don't know if you guys can see that because whenever I get super close to this lens, it doesn't really focus. But she's got her nails done. The armor looks cool. Like I said, she had like a Kevlar kind of a pattern on all her black bodysuit. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else noteworthy of this. But no, that's pretty much it. That's pretty decent figure. I like it. It'll definitely make a cool addition. Put her here. And she comes with another Hulk arm. Pretty standard. And a giant axe, which I'm going to assume also goes to Hulk. Once again, the hand is so thick that I can't even get that axe in it. But yeah, now it's in. So yeah, Hulk arm. Hella head, right there. This goes here. Next, Odinson. All right, so in the comics, when Thor was deemed unworthy by Nick Fury by going to the moon, and he said something to him, and I read the comics, Unworthy Thor. Honestly, for the life of me, I can't remember what he said to him that made him not worthy of Mjolnir anymore. So Thor stopped being Thor, and at the same time, Jane Foster showed up on the moon, and she picked up the hammer of Thor and became worthy. So Thor then decided to start going around and calling himself Odinson. Now, there's one question I've had for this figure since I saw him as part of the group. And it's, does his arm come off? Now, in one of the other Build-A-Figures, you could build two figures. And one was Old Man Thor, and one was Odin. And basically, with the exception of the color of the cape and the head, all the parts were the same. And then it also came with two separate arms. One of the arms was the Odinson arm, which has armor on it. Because in the comics, Thor got his arm cut off by Malekith, the Dark Elf, or whatever. This looks like his arm would come out, but it's not coming out. So I'm not going to break it just to see if I can jam another arm on there. But it would have been a lot cooler if they had given him that metal arm, that cyborg. It's not a cyborg. It's just an armor, like the dwarves built him an arm. I don't know. He also has his axe, which is what he carries around instead of Mjolnir, because he's no longer worthy. He's got a little rope belt holding his pants up. It's a pretty basic figure. There's nothing like super crazy about it, but again, comic book figure. He looks like Thor. He's got his cape is a little shredded there. He looks like, well, not Thor, but he looks like Odinson. This one's legs are a little loose too. We must have gotten like a bad batch. Like I said, if you can tell between these two guys, Odinson's definitely bigger, definitely more muscles. See, they're about the same height. He's got long hair. He looks pretty much like Thor from the comics. And yeah, like I said, not much to say about this one. It's pretty standard, pretty straightforward. So one thing I am noticing is if you look, that forearm and that giant hand, like what's up with that? You know, he's like, that's not even like some Popeye logic. That's small forearms, giant hands. I think they might have pieced some of those together from other figures. I mean, that's just kind of wonky. But if you're a comic book figure completist, yeah, you're gonna need Odinson. So there he is. Maybe later I'll try to pop those arms out and see if the other arms look better, because these kind of just look like crap. Yeah, that's a little disappointing. Everything else, like I said, pretty standard. Nothing to write home about. He comes with a Hulk torso, waist, pretty much Hulk. Alright, last but not least, we've got Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I don't remember buying any of the original Thor figures, or if they came out with a Tom Hiddleston figure of him before. But this one looks kind of like him. He's got kind of a 5 head instead of a 4 head. Let's see. He's got a cape. I'm trying to get the cape on, but his hair's in the way. They put really tiny pegs on the cape. And so I'm trying not to break those while putting him together. Alright, cape's on. Pretty detailed, pretty standard. A little bit of both. He kind of looks like Tom Hiddleston. He's really pale. That's right off the bat. Like, that's what I can tell is just, and I don't remember if he was really pale in the movie, but there you go. There's your Tom Hiddleston figure. I know a lot of people dig him. Ankles are a little out of sorts from being in the package. It doesn't look like, I think this one seems pretty decent as far as like not really loose. I can tell already this cape's going to be a pain, because that's the second time it popped out. You got to get the cape under his hair and then get the pegs in the holes. So I don't know who's calling, but whatever. You got to get the capes in the holes, and yeah. Loki also comes with his helmet thing, which just kind of fits over his head. And now he's pretty much Loki. I don't remember if he actually had that helmet in any of the other movies. But he does in this one. So, or at least his action figure came with it, so I'm going to assume that's the case. Doesn't have anything anything special going on, like no weapons, no anything that goes with him. No like magic, sorcery, anything. So kind of standard. And he comes with another Hulk leg. So we have all the pieces of Hulk. We're just going to go ahead and put him together. I mean, he's big, but he's just, I would say Hulk would be bigger than a Man-Thing. these guys are about the same. Yes, I shoehorned Man-Thing back in there. Yeah, like I said, I personally don't care for the Build-A-Figures that are like Hulks because they're just so much smaller than what I feel like a Hulk should actually be size-wise. You know, if you look, let's see, Chris Helmsworth. Yeah, he's like maybe a foot and a half, 2 feet taller. Let's see, let's go. About a foot and a half. Yeah, a Hulk should be at least like 2 or 3 feet taller, I think. Maybe. I wouldn't say he's 9 feet tall, but the other figures, I would I would love to see this same figure from Marvel Select, because he's definitely going to be bigger. He's going to be, like I said, this is a big meaty figure. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. It's just personal preference, I think. Like, I want a figure that you can just knock somebody out with, like that Juggernaut figure, Marvel Select Juggernaut figure, as opposed to the Build-A-Figure Juggernaut figure from last year. It was like you could put it through a plate glass window very easily, or just smack your little brother upside the head with it. Not that you'd want to do that. Not that I condone that. We do not condone that here. Do not hit your brother with your Juggernaut. But if you wanted to, you know, it would definitely be something that could happen. Yeah, Hulk's got this big axe. He's got this engine block on a stick. Like I said, maybe they'll explain that in the movie. I don't know. I'm kind of excited for it. It's a really cool trailer. If you haven't watched it, go check it out on YouTube. There's 2 of them actually, and one of them has the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin as the entire song for the trailer, and it's just really badass. It's a cool figure. I dig it. Like I said, not my personal preference for a Hulk figure, but it's still cool. It's got a cool paint job. He's screen accurate. He looks kind of like the Hulk would look in the movie. Helmet comes off. You know, there's all kinds of little paint jobs and stuff. All the paint jobs match up too. So helmet matches his face, matches his chest, matches his little belt things here, and it all just goes in like a line. So it's like whatever kind of writing that is, or whatever kind of symbolism that is, it all matches. Goes on his arm. It's probably just like some weird war paint thing. I know that this is kind of like the World War Hulk figure as far as, you know, for the movie, because they're jamming World War Hulk in with Thor Ragnarok. I definitely want to see a comic accurate World War Hulk figure. But again, one more time, that's personal preference. So there it is, guys. Thor Ragnarok figures. Movie's coming out in November. Next week, I want to jump over to Star Wars. I know last week I said Force Friday was terrible, but Force Sunday was not. The Sunday after Force Friday was actually really cool, and I found this guy at Target. It is a 6-inch Black Series land speeder with Luke Skywalker. And personally, that was one of my favorite toys when I was a kid from the vintage line. Everybody rode around in the land speeder. They all went out and partied. And now I've got a vintage style, very detailed X-34 land speeder. I'm going to open that up. I'm going to open up some other Black Series figures. If you guys want to see more of these, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/some big long weird word, because they don't let you put like the variant or whatever on YouTube unless you pay them. So it's got like, it's just Google the variant, or go to our webpage on Facebook, go to our regular webpage. There's links to all that stuff all over there. If you guys want to see more of these, like I said, please subscribe. If you want to see them live streamed, I'm not opposed to that. I'd personally like to be able to edit a little bit, not even a lot, but just a little bit. All these videos I've posted the last few weeks, I've very minimal editing, just basically taking out the part where I turn the camera off. But yeah, live streaming, it seems a little tougher to schedule that kind of a thing for people to watch. Like, oh hey, we're live streaming at noon, and people are like, oh, we're working and going to lunch. There's the phone. So I'm going to go. Till the next time, guys. Later.